Max Shears, a pro boxing fan. I'm live joined tonight by Adam Smith once again. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think a way to define the night maybe could be discipline and will. We saw so many fighters in very tough fights and then making it to the final belt. I want to start off Junaid Bostan. We saw him in a man that maybe has his number in Bilal Fawaz now, and he was hurt in the third round, but he made it, and we saw that dog. And as much as he didn't get the fight, he didn't get the decision. How much credit can you give to Junaid? Obviously, I think he's very young still to make that final belt.
Yeah, I think all credit to all the fighters tonight. I thought there was some really gutsy performances from start to finish. Junaid Bostan is a good talent. Bilal Fawaz is a very awkward fighter to tackle. He's got an unusual style, and I thought he was really effective and more effective as the fight went on. I thought he navigated it very well tonight. So Junaid Bostan will learn a lot from that. Bilal won it for me, and congratulations to him. He's 37 years old. He's had so much in his life already thrown at him, and he's battled away, and he deserves to be the English champion tonight. But Junaid will come again. He's got good people around him, and he's very talented. But yeah, look, I don't think many people have an easy night against Bilal Fawaz. And listen, we could see it again, couldn't we? It was a more exciting fight than the first one at the Indigo. But yeah. Yeah, Junaid will learn a lot from tonight, but congratulations to Bilal. It was a sort of story of the night, really. You know, Josh Padley and Reece Bellotti, I thought both of them had their moments in that. I thought it was a very close fight. I thought the scorecards were crazy. I thought Reece certainly deserved something out of it, whether it was a draw or a win. I thought that Reece was really unlucky. I thought he boxed really well first half of the fight. I thought he let a few rounds get away from him, but if anyone won that fight for me, it was Reece Bellotti. But yeah, Josh Padley gets the W, and he'll move on. But I thought it was a good performance from Reece on the back of what happened against Ryan Garner. And I thought Josh started a bit slowly. I thought maybe he was a bit drained at super feather. He looked a little bit static to me at times, Josh, but he came on in the back end of the fight. I thought that was close, and then Big Dave Allen wasn't good enough, as he said, and he tried very hard for the 12 rounds. I thought there would be moments where he'd come on and Makhmudov will tire, and I thought the tactics were exactly that, but he couldn't pull the trigger, he couldn't let his hands go, and I thought Makhmudov navigated the 12 rounds well and utilised that amateur experience and just that extra class tonight. And Dave was brutally honest at the end. He wasn't good enough, but a great night here. The reception was unbelievable for him. I thought the atmosphere was fantastic, and it was great that people came out. And Dave, Dave can come again, but he'll have to go back to the drawing board and see what's next for him. Yeah, it's a shame for the fans that he couldn't. He dared to be great, but he couldn't get that win that maybe would lead him into a dream fight with someone like a Deontay Wilder. But fundamentally, it's about levels, this sport, and Dave knows that, and maybe a British title challenge is what's left for him. But well done to Makhmudov. Came into the Lion's Den, and he got a big win at 36. A win maybe people weren't expecting, but I thought it was a comfortable win on points, and he can go on and have maybe a name fight in 2026 and a big money fight at 36. So yeah, well done to Arslanbek. I thought his speech to the crowd at the end was wonderful. I thought Dave was as well, and yeah, that's the respect for boxing. And it's been a really, really tough week for all of us in boxing. We saw Ricky's funeral yesterday, and that was a really, really hard day for all of us. And yeah, I think tonight was difficult in many ways, and boxing moves on, but yeah, it was a tough night for Dave Allen, a tough night for boxing. But yeah, it was spirited and great effort from everybody.
100%. And just before I ask one on the main event, I just want to talk on Bilal Fawaz. You spoke on his story, and when I spoke to him this week, he revealed that he'd got his Uber driver's license this week. And it's these stories that we love about boxing that you don't get in other sports, where you get down-to-earth people that leave it all in the ring. And again, I know you've already mentioned it, but Bilal Fawaz, when you hear the story that he's had so far, to go out and now leave an English champion tonight, it's why we love boxing, isn't it?
Yeah, he's fought so hard to stay in England, and now he's the English champion. It's a great story of someone that just has gutted it out, he went and got a degree. he was a good amateur. He hasn't really had maybe the opportunities, and now he has. And I think I love these stories. I love these characters, and it's what makes the sport. Ricky will be looking down at us and thinking, well done to that guy for what he did tonight, Bilal, and deserved it. You see the emotion at the end of what it meant to him. English champion, and fantastic.
Definitely. And now for Dave, look, he didn't get the result, and I know he said that he will be back, but just, he's one of boxing's good guys, isn't he? And just to name a few ringside, you see Joe Howarth, Joe Hayden, Calvin Moyo, even with GBM Sports, he's helped so much. Dave's one of boxing's good guys, isn't he? Even if we don't see him again.
He's not just one of boxing's good guys, he's one of boxing's great guys. I love being around him. He's so knowledgeable, he's so honest, he's so great to commentate alongside. He's inspired a lot of young fighters. I know he trains and looks after and guides fighters, and he's great for this area of Yorkshire, and that's why people came out to see him tonight, win, lose or draw. You know, Dave Allen gives it his best, and he's a relatable guy. He's a bit like Ricky. Ricky was obviously top level, but in terms of just being one of the lads, that's what Ricky always wanted to be, and that's what Dave wants to be. And I think the British public love that. I think they love the fact that you can go and have a coffee, a beer, or whatever with someone, and they're not too big for their boots. They're just normal guys, and I think that's the relatability factor, and that's why the public come out and support. That's why Frank Bruno had a huge following. That's why Ricky Hatton did, and Dave's not had those wins that those guys did. You know, Frank became a world champion, a world heavyweight champion at the 4th attempt, and everyone was so happy for him. And then Ricky came and beat Costas Hugh in that night, which will never be bettered probably in Manchester history. And Dave Allen wanted, those big nights tonight in Sheffield, and maybe to get a dream shot at someone, but it wasn't to be. He's not quite at that level, but he's honest enough to admit it. And he's one of the lads from Doncaster, and that's why people love him. So he's great for British boxing, and I'm sad for him tonight, but he took the challenge. He didn't take an easy one. That's what he wanted, and he wasn't good enough. And that's just, he has to suck that up. Ricky had to suck it up that he wasn't good enough to beat Mayweather or Pacquiao, and he's still got 45 victories in his long career, and he'll never be forgotten. And it's nice to see Dave trying, and he'll be back, and he'll dust himself down and no doubt go again.
100%. I do just want to pay tribute to a family man, a fighter, and a friend. Ricky, obviously we saw the arena tonight. Everyone came together. Like I said, in not many spots you don't see many people coming together for a man as special as Ricky Hatton. And I saw your beautiful words yesterday. Just a word on Ricky Hatton.
Yeah, I love Ricky, and I think yesterday was possibly the hardest thing I've ever done in a public arena. I've been in this business for 30 years. I've commentated, presented in front of many people, but yesterday was totally different. Ricky was a really good friend of mine. His family and I were really close. I grew up in boxing as Ricky grew up, really, and Sky Sports were entwined with the Hatton family. So yesterday was the whole last 3 weeks have been extraordinarily tough, and yesterday was a brutal day, a beautiful day. The way that people came out for him, unbelievable. The people in the cathedral and the thousands outside who lined the streets, and just that's what Ricky would have loved. He was the people's champion, and just a very, very difficult day. I think the emotion really hit me this morning, and it's been a very, very tough one to get through, and tough to be back here and commentating. But the boxing world turns. It was an amazing ovation for him tonight, and I think now we can start remembering all the great times. And it's tragic. my thoughts and prayers and heart is with the Hatton family, who I spent a lot of time with last night, and I will continue to be there for them, for Matt, for Jenna, for Jack, for Campbell, for the girls, for all of them. It's going to be hard times ahead, but you know, the boxing community rallies round like no other. You know, it's a tough business, and it's a difficult business, boxing, but there's nothing like the fraternity and the love that the fighting world has when either we lose one of our own or we're there to celebrate one of our own. And it was an unbelievable day yesterday, a surreal day, but I think he got an incredible send-off, the send-off that he deserved, and yeah, I'll forever love him and forever be there for the Hatton family, and yeah, it's just been a very difficult time.
Yeah, thank you very much.